Hello everyone, my name is Beans Brown. Today we're going to be talking about the Ancient Gods Part 2. A DLC that was very polarizing to the Doom community in general, but that's not what we're going to be focusing on. I understand this DLC caused mass outrage in the community, with everyone basically being at each other's throats, but I'm going to be giving my personal thoughts on the DLC, and ignoring what everyone else had to say. At first I was extremely disappointed, but I feel that this DLC has kind of redeemed itself, and I did enjoy my first playthrough. So I'm going to be going off the thoughts that I had in that first playthrough, and explaining why I like the DLC, and why I don't like some aspects of it. We're going to be going level by level, explaining my thoughts on each level, with extra segments at the end, explaining on a bit more minor parts. So I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully this video is helpful to anyone looking into buying it. There will be spoilers. I'm not going to go that far into story and stuff, but there will definitely be spoilers. Cutscenes will be shown. So yeah, if you don't want that stuff, then I wouldn't recommend watching the video. But if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel. It's free and you can do it anytime you like. I make Doom content as much as I can, and I'd really appreciate your support. But now let's get on with the video.
No blood can be spilled in this holy place. Our time will come. If you survive, I will be waiting for you at the city of Immora.
Okay, the World Spear. This level is okay, and it introduces quite a lot for the first level. It introduces meat hook platforming, armored barons, and screechers, all pretty cool additions, and I actually really like these additions. Personally, I'm not really bothered by the reskinned enemies. I think that they're okay if they do different things, and the armored baron is not really a reskin. I heard somewhere that they had to make a new model for it. I might be wrong, but I do like the Armored Baron quite a lot. I wish he was used a bit more in this first level, along with Screechers as well. A great concept with the Screechers. But if they had like a kind of disgusting like form, and it made like an annoying noise that almost made you want to kill the thing, then that would be great, because obviously you're not meant to kill the Screechers, otherwise they'll buff all the other enemies. Like kind of just a slimy, disgusting form, and it made a noise that just makes you want to kill it. It would be even more annoying to have in the arena with you, because you can't kill the thing. Like you literally don't have a choice. You can't kill the thing. But I'd honestly think it would be so funny if it was just this really annoying, disgusting little creature that was next to you. Overall, I think the aesthetic in the World Sphere looks nice though. I'm not a fan of how bright it is and how much green is used. I wish it was a bit more hellish looking, because last time we went to Argent D'Nur, it was in hell, at least the part that we went to. So I'd love to see a bit more of that kind of hell 2016 vibe of hell in the World Sphere. They could maybe say, oh, the World Sphere was taken over by hell, but the stuff's all still there, it's just hellish and it's been hellified, because I'd love to see that, and it would give them an excuse to have the demons there. Because, yeah, sure, the demons were there originally, and they already invaded that world, and I didn't really understand why they wouldn't bother consuming the whole planet, and not just that one part of Argent D'Nur that we see in 2016. Doom is ripe with plot holes, so it doesn't really bother me, and I'm more of a gameplay over story kind of guy, so I'm not really that bothered. It's a fun level. Just wish that the aesthetic was a bit more Doom. Honestly, it looked like Skyrim. And I think a lot of people have that opinion too, but I do love how self-aware this level is with the dragon. The dragon scene is probably one of my favorite scenes in this entire game. Like, dude, look how awesome this is.
We are still a day's walk away from the World Spear.
He rides a damn dragon. Dude, Hugo, well done. Like, this is brilliant. Thank you for giving us this scene. I absolutely love this. There's just one issue with the meat hook platforming. It's used very sparingly, and I wish that they used it a lot more to incentivize new players to learn the meat hook a bit more and stop just kind of shooting everything with the super shotgun and then running dry of all ammo. It would give them more usage for the super shotgun, which I'd love to see. And imps, they were used way too much. I've been complaining about things not being used enough, but the one thing that was used too much was imps. I don't know why in the big main arena with the meat hook point, there was just a bunch of imps at the end, and that's when the music kicked in, because, like, that just didn't make sense to me. I expected to have a bit more of a fight when the music started to kick in, and not just a bunch of imps, because it was just basically the full auto room from the Super Gore Nestmaster level, which is an okay room because it's so small, but because it's such a big arena, it doesn't really feel like they belong there, and it's kind of off, if you get what I mean. I expected there to be a bit more presence of Marauders in this first level, like a couple, maybe 1-2 Marauders, because, like, the first level of the Ancient Gods Part 1 had, like, 3 Marauders, maybe even 4, I can't really remember. There was the 2 that you had to fight at the same time, and then the one next to the elevator after the first big arena. There might have been another one that I can't remember, but that's the main 3 that I remember. The first level of that DLC had 3 Marauders, and I just expected a few more Marauders, because at this point, Marauders aren't really the hardest enemy to beat, and I feel that most players have got grip and figured out how to beat him by now. So it just confuses me why he's not been used more.
Deathmatch.
Okay, now Call of Duty, I mean Reclaimed Earth. Okay, this map legit looks like Call of Duty. It looks like a map from Advanced Warfare. And you can't even say, oh no it doesn't, it looks like an Advanced Warfare map. I don't know if that's meant to be a good thing or not. I mean, it's probably my favorite map out of all of them in this DLC. I mean, it's the hardest one. It's got the most demons and the best arenas, in my opinion. The arenas straight up look like something out of old school Quake or Unreal Tournament. I really, really love these arenas. Like, really mad Quake 3, Quake 2 kind of vibes from these things. Like, this is definitely the best map in the entire DLC. It also introduces the Cursed Prowler, an enemy that I actually quite like. Unpopular opinion, but I do like the enemy. And it's because it's funny to watch people get angry about it. It's like the Marauder all over again, but instead of it being fair like the Marauder, it's the most unfair demon to fight in the entire game. This thing, honestly, it sucks. It doesn't have any unique sound effects, so you don't know if it's in the arena, and if it hits you, then you can't dash, can't double jump, I don't think. You can't lock onto it, so you can't use the meat hook to get to it, and you can only kill it with Blood Punch. I think a way of making the Cursed Prowler a lot more fair is if, instead of not being able to lock onto it in general, you can still use your meat hook, because just every other lock-on weapon doesn't work on the thing, and it also either gives you an infinite Blood Punch, or you can kill it with other weapons. I feel this would make this enemy a lot more fair, instead of just, oh well, now I ran out of Blood Punch, oops. It would also make it a lot easier to kill this thing, and now, I know I was one of the people advocating for this thing to be harder, but the Cursed Prowler is not the kind of hard that I want, because it's generally not fair, but at the same time I do really like the enemy, because watching people get mad over this thing is really funny. But by far, my least favorite thing in this entire DLC is the Rise Soldier. This thing is such a disappointment, and it's probably the worst thing I've seen since Pacific Rim Uprising, and that's hard to beat in disappointment levels. I absolutely hate this enemy, and it adds nothing new to the game. There was no point in it being here. It does nearly nothing. It fires at you, like, barely at all. This thing has a horrible aim, bad AI, and none of the... I don't think it has a chainsaw kill. None of the glory kills are, like, unique. It's just got all the zombie soldier glory kills, and it's literally just a reskinned zombie soldier. And now, I thought this was meant to be a chain gunner, but now they backpedaled and said, oh no, it's not a chain gunner. It was going to be a chain gunner. 100% it was their answer for the chain gunner begging that we did. Thing is that he looks like a chain gunner. He looks like a chain gunner from Doom 2. So I don't understand what the excuse was for that it's not a chain gunner. Because it's not like they have an opportunity to add the chain gunner in now, is it? Sure, we're getting new master levels, but I very much doubt they'll add new enemies into the master levels. So honestly, that's just very disappointing, and I don't like it. at all, in the slightest.
Let hell tremble before our might!
Okay, now Immora, dude. This is the level. The level itself is meh, but that opening cutscene is the best cutscene I've ever watched in any video game. I honestly, I really love that cutscene. It's probably the best part of this entire DLC. When I first played it, I was sitting there smiling like a dumb little idiot, and it was just so cool to watch that cutscene play out, and the fact that they had the entire army there just for the Slayer at the start, and then the Sentinels come through, that was kind of funny to me. Best cutscene in the entire game. The level itself, though, it's kind of meh. Reclaimed Earth was a lot better, in my opinion, but the part with the double Marauders and the Screechers was very good as well. I do love that part. Very nice. Very well done. The Demonic Troopers, though, why do they exist? There's literally no point in them. They die to like one shot. They die from a meat hook. You can meat hook them to death. It's so dumb. I don't know why they're there. Like, I don't understand it at all. Meat hook points are unfortunately not seen in this level at all, which is very annoying. They had a lot of opportunities and places they could put them there, but sadly they just weren't used. I don't think much new enemies come from this level, but the level's skybox and it all being 3D modeled is very well done, and I have no idea how they managed to get it to actually run properly. I was expecting my computer to explode by the end of that level, but no, it was actually very, very, very well optimized for some reason. Dude, I get a lower frame rate on Minecraft than that level. I don't understand how they managed to get it to run so nicely. Like, I didn't experience any frame rate drops at all during that level. It's just stunning, honestly. And now, I'm going to group the Dark Lord boss fight into this level as well, because it kind of is just part of this level, but it gets its own thing in the mission select, so you can just go straight to the boss. The boss, the Dark Lord fight, it's in my opinion, I like it. It's fun. Sure, they should have made it a bit better, but they didn't have enough time to, and plus it's only a DLC. But I enjoyed the fight, thought it was fun, and to me that's all that really matters. It's a video game, it's meant to be fun, and it does its job. It's fun. It's just, I feel maybe they should have took advantage of the new mechanics a bit more, maybe like have it so that there's a meat hook point in the middle of the arena, and then you meat hook on top of the point, and then you have to get in with the hammer from above to kind of like take more usage out of the meat hook points and the hammer, other than just having to stun him with the hammer. after you hit him, because that would have just made it a lot better in my opinion. Just to finally round it out with some extra points, this cutscene with the meat hook being acknowledged, I love that thing. It's really funny, honestly. Just the fact that they acknowledge a weapon through the cutscenes, which they don't usually do unless it's the combat shotgun or the super shotgun. Just the fact that he uses the meat hook in a cutscene was kind of cool to me. I liked that cutscene. Escalational encounters, they're good too, honestly. I didn't find much issue with them. I do wish that they had Slayer gates as well, and secret encounters, not just escalations. But the escalations were good, and I'd like to see them expand on it. I wish there was a third wave, like Mayo suggested, like a third wave that was only beatable by the top of the top players, because I just want more fighting in a Doom game, because that's what it's about. The hammer was great. I really like that. I don't understand the mass outrage against the hammer. Sure, it makes it a bit easier, but I do really like using it, and it's really fun to mess around with and figure out different combos with. So, yeah, that's about it for this video. So if you enjoyed the video, then give it a like. It really helps me out with the algorithm and all that kind of garbage. And if you really enjoyed, then consider subscribing. I make Doom content as much as I can, and currently I'm uploading a lot more than I used to because I'm on break. And if you haven't already, then consider joining my Discord. It's a great place to come and chat to Doom fans and people who just like video games. Other than that, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.